everybody. Thanks for clapping and saying woo. And thank you for coming to Stab to see the Apple Tree Comedy Competition. Now, if you don't know what the Apple Tree Comedy Competition is, then I have a background story to explain how it came about and what it is. And it all starts off with me being at work, and a lot of times at the end of my shift, you know, I'd walk from the office out to my car and I would eat an apple during that walk. And but one day I took a bite out of the apple just as I walked out the door of the office, and I realized that I had to pee, and I wanted to do that before I got in the car for 40 minutes on the drive home. So I went into the bathroom in the office building, which had 2 stalls, 2 urinals, and a couple of toilet stalls as well. But, you know, of course, I was just interested in the urinals. So I go in, but I was like, what am I going to do with this apple? I don't want to set it on the sink. So I stuck it in my mouth. I was like, I'll stick it in my mouth, and then I'll use the urinal. But then I started thinking, I was like, because there's another urinal next to me. What if somebody else comes in and uses that one and sees me with this apple? Am I going to be able to keep a straight face? Or am I going to drop my apple into the urinal? And nobody ever came in, but the light bulb went off. I was like, that's it. That's the perfect stand-up comedy competition right there. It's the most fair and the most entertaining, I think. And so that's a couple of years later, I finally did it. finally put the show together. And, had a nice little run, and then it got canceled at the former venue. Didn't do it for a couple of years, and then finally brought it here. And I think this is like the 1-year anniversary show. Yeah! A special night that you guys all get to be a part of. Now, what is the Apple Tree Comedy Competition? Well, it's a comedy competition that is judged by 3 people who are not at a urinal, but they're each holding an apple in their mouth. And of course, tonight we have 4 people because I overbooked it. And last month we only had 2 judges, and I thought, well, let's just use them all and make up for last month.
Average.
Right. If you add 2 and 4 and divide by 2, you get 3. So it works. Okay. And then, okay, so what happens? The comedian performs. If a judge drops an apple anytime during their performance, they get a point, and then the judge picks up the apple, puts it back in their mouth, and continues. And then whoever gets the most points between the 2 contestants wins all the rest of the apples that didn't get used. You don't win the ones that did unless you want them. could do that. Okay. All right, and our contestants tonight, we have David Thorne. And Kevin Heisinger. And our judges tonight will be Dan Smith, Nick Perkins, Dylan Fox, and Melanie Ford. All right. Now, before I bring any of them up, I don't know if I need to tonight, but I usually do a little warm-up set of my own, because I do stand-up comedy too. That's what got me into this whole thing. So, you know, I mean, I know you guys are already warm, but maybe you're too warm. Maybe I should do the set a cool down set. No, we won't do that. People earlier were talking about a Jesus joke. Well, I said, David was talking about a Jesus joke, I think that he has. No? Alright, but somehow the topic of Jesus came up, and I said, last night I made a Jesus joke, which was just an off-the-cuff joke. I said, why did they use 9-inch nails to hang Jesus on the cross? Because when they used the 8-inch nails, they just came out.
No.
It was funny in the context of the conversation that I dropped it in last night. But that's not my Jesus joke. Because then David was like, I heard you had a Jesus joke. So okay. How do you guys feel about Jesus? Do you guys like Jesus freaks in here? You guys like movies?
Yeah.
Okay. What about movies about Jesus? Passion of the Christ? Jesus Christ Superstar? So this joke is a pitch, basically a movie pitch, for a Jesus movie idea that I had, called He is Resin. And that's a play on words between resin and risen. And the reason for the play on words is because I'm going to steal the plot from Jurassic Park. Paleontologist stumbles across a piece of amber or resin, we're calling it resin, that has a mosquito in it that was from the Last Supper. So, and they bring Jesus back from the DNA. Build a whole theme park. Go out there and you go along and look up on the hill, and there's Jesus. You watch him eat a goat. Then what happens is the power goes out, and Jesus escapes from his pen. Everybody's, eating people and running away. And of course, it wasn't just Jesus at the Last Supper that the mosquito bit. And so they bring back all the disciples, too, who would basically play the role of the velociraptors. Except it would be the Velociraptor. Really fast rapture. And, the ending would pretty much be the same. They leave the island. I don't know, it's been a while since I saw Jurassic Park, so I don't know. You guys want to know how I came up with the idea for that?
Jurassic Park.
Just what? Well, no. What happened was I noticed how the T in T-Rex kind of looks like a cross. I'll throw one more in there. Get this thing started. The people who like Trumpsters, people who like Donald Trump, they probably see him like Jesus a little bit. I think Donald Trump is Jesus to some people, not me, and probably not any of you, but maybe they even get the two confused. And but then other people, like maybe some of us, think Donald Trump is more like Hitler than Jesus. And when I was a kid, I used to get Donald Trump confused with somebody else, Larry Flint. I was thinking about that more recently, where people were thinking Trump is like Hitler. And I thought he was like Larry Flint, because Larry Flint came out with that magazine Hustler, right? And, there was only one Hitler, right? Then I started thinking, like, what if there were more than one? Would they call themselves hustlers? Because, like, if you take the word Hitler and you take the word hustler and you say, okay, what's the difference here? Like, what letters does one have that the other one doesn't have? So, all the letters are the same, except Hitler has the letter I. Hustler doesn't have it. So there's a Hitler I, like, just one, like, I am Hitler. I'm not saying I'm Hitler, I'm just saying it's an I, so it's just an I. And then hustler, it's all the same letters, but it has a U and an S. Like us. All of us are Hitler. And again, I'm not saying that you guys are Hitler, I'm just saying it's if there were more than one, that's what they would say. In German. So I was just thinking it's interesting how just like simple, childhood errors can actually turn out to be something much more profound. So that's my Hitler Trump joke. Okay, you guys cooled down now? All right. Let's get this show started. First thing we're going to do, we're going to bring the judges up here. Dan, would you like to come on? Let's get you up here first. How about Dan Smith? Okay.
There we go. No. All right, here we go. Thank you very much.
You can just kind of slot right in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we have Nick Perkins, Dylan Fox, and Melanie Ford.
All right.
Okay.
We hold my phone? Thank you. Such a full audience.
And you get your baskets there. And I only have the 3 baskets because normally we have the 3 judges. And Dan said,
they're gonna have the gamma wheel there. I get it.
well, you said I don't need a basket. So otherwise, I would have tried to get you one. Okay, now, so, oh, damn it, but I forgot napkins, though. You guys gotta have.
I was sure.
No. You're gonna drool all over yourself.
Just when you're performing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing
What?
Never mind.
Oh, here. I'm gonna get you guys apples. We'll open one of the bags here.
Good, they're not Red Delicious.
Yeah.
Red Delicious is not delicious.
I just get the cheapest apples. They get mutilated.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh man.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
If you guys need to do something more.
That's what she said.
Okay, so I think I explained how it works. The napkins are to wipe up drool that you might have, protect your collar and your shirt or something like that.
I got this at Ross.
Okay. All right. And I shop there sometimes. Okay, hold the apple, you drop it, pick it up, put it back in. All right, good. Now, originally, Kevin had told me that he wasn't going to be able to make it on time, and David was just going to go first and then he'd show up later. But now they're both here, so I don't know if you guys want to do a coin toss or just do the original plan.
Original order.
Original order, let's just do that. Yeah.
This is the original order.
Is it really?
You first.
You got this.
Okay, you're cool with it. Okay. All right. Are you guys, as the crowd, are you guys ready for this thing to start? Okay. All right. Then let's have a big old round of applause for David Thorpe, everybody.
I'm not quite sure who I should look at. Should I look at you guys, looking like you got the ball gag in your mouth, like you're in Pulp Fiction? Or should I look at you guys, sitting out there in the audience looking all sexy? Y'all are just trying not to drop those apples. As if you can't tell, I'm not from around here. I'm from a little small town called Minor Hill, Tennessee, and that's not minor like we're going prospecting for gold, but minor like if she's crawling, she's in the right position. It's the type of town where if you're a trans person, it means you drive a Trans Am and have a mullet. There are also a lot of people who like to cosplay as ghosts. That one takes a minute. We had 2 police officers, one of which was also the garbage man. The other one died in the early 2000s of boredom. Just kidding, it was lung cancer due to smoking from boredom. Anyway, people tell me that I just want to watch the world burn. I told them, yeah, that's why I moved to California. It's wildfire season, kids. Watch those cigarette butts. Anyway, I'm a security guard in an art museum. I've been struggling with some depression recently. I spoke with a coworker about it. She told me I was special, like a priceless work of art. So I was like, thanks. What you're saying is I need to hang myself in an art museum? I was talking to my psychiatrist the other day too, and I was telling him how I was having some suicidal thoughts, and he asked me if I was having any plans on acting on those thoughts, and I told him no. I'm too lazy for that shit. I'm going to wait for somebody to come and do it for me. I'm going to stop doing suicide jokes now, because it's better to talk about it than to do it. So, I'm glad I started doing comedy. I've met so many supportive people. I was talking to a fellow comedian the other day outside the comedy club, telling him how I didn't have a place in my apartment sturdy enough to hang myself. He told me he had a stud finder and let me borrow it. And now I have a place where I can masturbate. It wasn't a suicide joke. Woo! Speaking of masturbation, I was masturbating between a married couple the other day, and I asked the husband if he wanted to switch places with me because I didn't want to come between him and his wife. Okay, if the Confederate Army was made up of Asian people, what would their general be called? Nobody? Robert E. Lee. If you spill a mixed drink on your pants, does that mean you have alcoholic genes? Can you order an Irish car bomb in an airport bar? Do you think that there are people that set their alarm clock for 9/11 a.m. and p.m. so that they never forget? Do you think that Porsche has a sales event on 9/11? Come on down to the Porsche 911 sales event. We've got prices so low you'll never forget. That was fucking dumb. I did the same thing 2 times in a row, and that was just fucking garbage, but fuck it, y'all laugh. I was with this girl one time. She was really into DIY projects. It was close to my birthday, and she asked me what she could make me DIY, and I was like, you could make me come. I suggested a hand job, and she quickly informed me that DIY means do it yourself. Oh. I was on a Tinder date recently. After the date, she asked me if I wanted to go back to her place and screw. I was like, sure, go back to your place and screw. Went back to her place and screwed all right. I screwed on IKEA furniture till 2 a.m. I put together 2 dressers and I didn't get to undress her. Those apples are way too big or too small or something. It's just, oh. How long have I been up here, Stephen Ferris? Do you have a time on this?
Oh, I forgot.
You forgot? I forgot too, man.
I do that all the time. But I think you've probably been up there about 6 minutes, maybe?
Sounds good. I'm going to be garbage and look at my phone because I forgot half my jokes because I'm terrible at this. I knew this, was with this girl. She was really freaky. She was into anything, whips, chains, popsicles. We were hanging out one day, watching Netflix, smoking the devil's lettuce. And I got the munchies, so I went to the refrigerator, or the freezer rather, and got a popsicle. You know what Netflix leads to? She wanted me to fuck her with a popsicle, so I did. And afterwards, she said it was really, really cool. It gave a whole new meaning to the phrase Netflix and chill. I like to smoke a lot of weed. I also like to eat a lot of salads. So I want to open up a weed dispensary with a salad bar inside of it and call it the Devil's Lettuce. Some people like to go to church, and some of those people, when they're not in church, like to go to strip clubs. So for those people, I want to open a church with a strip club inside of it and call it Thoughts and Playas. Right across the street from that, I want to open a BDSM/garden supply store and call it Gibson Hose. Right beside that is going to be Choreograph's Irish Dance Studio, and right directly across the street is going to be a protein shake wholesale store called By the Way. Oh man, this one, oh god. Oh, this one's fucking terrible. Oh man. Do you guys know what edging is? The people that don't, I'm going to explain it because it's basically where somebody plays with your dick to the point where you're about to ejaculate and then they stop. And then they keep doing it and doing it until it finishes a big finish, big mess. So porn parodies are really big now. I want to make a civil rights themed edging porn called We Shall Overcome. No, it's terrible. I'm going to hell for that one. It's like it's bad enough you got a southern accent, you got to talk about civil rights and edging in the same sentence. Oh, you guys are tough. These guys, they know what's up, but you guys, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with y'all. Oh man, Dan. I'll tell this joke for Dan. See, Dylan Roof got sentenced to death recently. If they burned him at the stake, we could all sing "Firewater Burn" by the Bloodhound Gang. And if you don't know that song, the roof is on fire. We don't need no water, let the motherfucker burn. Burn, motherfucker, burn. I got one more minute. Stephen Ferris. Thumbs up, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. What else can I do? What else can I do? Just gonna end it on this, I guess. That work? That work for you? Everybody? Y'all gonna drop? Yeah, like, get off the stage, you suck. Anyway, I was talking to my brother the other day. He was telling me how his daughter, she's 5 years old, she was diagnosed with ADHD. She hadn't been socialized with other kids that much, so he called around and found a camp for kids with ADHD. So hold on a second, bro, you're sending your daughter to a concentration camp? Anyway. You good? Or still, how long do I have, Steve?
Well, that probably took.
Yeah, that's our time. That's our time. All right, I'm going to give it back to our illustrious host, the very, very funny Stephen Ferris. Thank you, sir.
Okay, one more time for David, everybody. A little bit taller than me. But I can't move it down because I'm holding. I'm gonna.
That's a bit rough.
There we go. Okay. What's gonna happen now? How are you guys doing? Dude? Jaws.
Locked.
Is it? Well, do you think you can do another?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. We have 9 drops. The last show was the score was 1-0.
With the 2 judges.
Right. But I've had shows with 3 judges that were 1-0. Huh? Oh. Okay, well, we got to keep the show moving along. Don't worry, so what am I doing? We got to keep it moving. So, are you guys ready to keep the show moving along and watch your second contestant tonight? So let's keep it going for Kevin Heisinger.
Hi, the apples are in. You good? You ready? Okay. Been doing a new thing. It's okay. One. That counts. Been doing a new thing. It's procrastinating. It's when you masturbate instead of accomplishing anything. Also known as masturbating. I feel like procrastination and masturbation have a lot in common. Because at first it feels good, but in the end you're just kind of screwing yourself. It really goes hand in hand. That's what I'm trying. Used to be addicted to masturbating, and now I'm addicted to sex. So I guess you could say my addictions are really getting out of hand. So, yeah, all my jokes are puns, so that's okay. Just kidding. I'm not addicted to sex, honestly. I never get laid. I'm too shy. Honestly, like I haven't been laid since I was an altar boy. So that sucks. It's been a while. I'm just kidding. I'm not actually religious. You know, thank God I never went to church. I don't have a girlfriend, but for this next joke I do. So I have a girlfriend. Things are going really great. She really likes this thing. I've never heard of it. It's called S&M. Which, by the way, guys, BDSM does not stand for Buddhism. I realized this in my Christian group chat. She wants to try it with me. She wants to be the sub. Which is cool, because I've always been more of a battleship. So I guess it works out, I don't know. But no, I don't have a girlfriend. I have a dad. He's okay. He's not great. I give him like a 4 out of 10. He didn't like abuse me though, but he deprived me of these things, which they're amazing. They're called dad jokes, which I think are great. Like, you want to hear a construction joke? Well, I'm still working on it. Want to hear a joke about ghosts? That's the spirit. But my dad would never say things like that to me. He would just be like, "Hey Kev, your friend Kimberly's cute." Well, Dad, like, she's only 13. Will you put in a good word for me? No! I will not do that for you. Get off Kimberly's case. What is wrong with you? Kind of says whatever's on the top of his head. It's not okay. Like, here's what he said about the show To Catch a Predator to me. Well, I haven't been on that show yet. Dad, you're a middle school teacher. These are not things that you say to your son. But anyways, what's new with me? Been looking for a job. I don't have one of those. I'm trying to like develop this thing though. It's like an RPG, you know, like a role play game. But I'm trying to target it towards gay people. So it's more of an LGBT RPG. But I'm also trying to diversify. I'm trying to like target it towards stoners. This is like an LGBT RPG with like a hint of THC and CBD. And a soundtrack by TLC. For people with ADHD. I used to have a job. I used to work at a suicide hotline. But ended up getting fired because people will call in and I would just practice material. They didn't like that. I guess they want to talk about their feelings. I guess I had a 0% success rate. My jokes have killed more than they've saved. That was my bad. I used to work at 7-Eleven. I didn't really like it though, because 7-Eleven was an inside job. And there's a person, it's not gonna work. But yeah, I don't have a job. I got all this time on my hands. It's pretty great. Been reading a lot of books. I just learned how to read, so I'm trying to like beef up. I just read Helen Keller's book. I don't know if you guys have read it. You should check it out. It's on the shelves. It's called She actually doesn't have the book, I'm kidding. And her reason being she couldn't see herself writing one. So, good for her. not too long ago that Helen Keller was like a radical socialist during her life. But because of this, she got interrogated by the police a lot, which I thought was kind of funny. Because, like, what were those interrogations like? The cop runs out of her room and says, "Oh man, we interrogated her for hours, but she wouldn't say anything." She really turned a blind eye to that whole situation. There was never a hearing, so that's good. I read the Diary of Anne Frank pretty recently. It's pretty good. Ending was a little abrupt, but like, it's her first book, so I'm gonna cut her some slack on that one. Could have used a ghostwriter. I'm just saying. You know, I heard that, because in the Diary of Anne Frank, she has her period. Spoiler alert. And she's really excited about it. And in Japan, I guess that's like a taboo thing. Like, girls are really ashamed of it. So in Japan, they're trying to promote it like it's okay. So they named all these tampons after Anne Frank, which actually happened. Which I think works in a couple ways, because both tampons and Anne Frank spent their lives in a small cramped space. It's really too bad. I watch a lot of movies because I don't have any friends. I watched Child's Play pretty recently, the old one, and I got an unpopular opinion, but I don't think Chucky's scary. Just think he's a little asshole. Because I grew up with Jason, you know, he's like huge. He had the machete. That's freaky. Like Freddy kills you in your nightmares. But Chucky, I mean, he's a doll. Just throw him away. I don't see what the problem is. Uh-oh, he's coming at you with a knife. Yeah, have you tried kicking him? He is 1 foot tall. The movie's over. He has a bride. And I'm still single. There's probably like a Chucky sex doll. But then again, any doll is a sex doll if you use it for sex. Is that the 1 minute line? Am I done?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll leave you with this. Aretha Franklin just died. R.I.P. S.P.C.T. You guys been great. I'm David Heisinger.
More time for Kevin, everybody. Okay, and we've reached that point in the show where people want to know. Who won? Yeah.
The audience won.
Everybody won tonight. I feel like I won. I mean, just being back there and being a part of this and.
Yeah. It's gonna sober me up.
Right. Okay. Well, so I said last time how the score was 1-0. It was just as close this time, except that there was 9 to 10. So, that makes Kevin the winner by 1 point. And if you'd like to come up and receive your prize, we have a bag.
We got a stack for you.
Full of apples here. And you get to keep the bag. It's a reusable grocery bag. And you don't have to use it at Trader Joe's. You can. I do. All right. Okay. And so let's do this. I want to do this. Let's have a round of applause for your judges. Thank you so much. This is a hard job that you guys did. And yeah. Okay. And let's have another big round of applause for your contestants. And let's do one for staff for providing a venue where we can feel welcome during weird shows like this.
Let's do one for you.
Oh.
Mr. Fairness!
Thank you. And now that we've done all of that, next they have the Stab podcast tonight, and I've been on that a bunch of times. It's a fantastic show, and so if you have the time, stick around and watch it. It's really good. And if you can't for whatever reason, I just want to say that I hope you make it home okay. I mean that. I know that sounded like a threat, but no, I really mean it. And I don't really know what else to say. We're going to be here again in September, last Friday, and then the last Friday in. Wait, no.
What about July and August?
Well, August. No, this will be in August. I misspoke. This will be in August. Then July, we're going to do another Johnny Carson reenactment.
Woo!
July 26th. We're going to do the July 26th, 1977 episode featuring Kenny Rogers and Steve Martin and some other lesser-known guests. So. Yeah, it'll be a good time. Okay, I don't know what else to say. Thanks again for coming.
Yeah.